Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Today we will be reading one verse from a very ancient holy book called Śrīmad Bhagavatam. This book was written more than 5,000 years ago. So let us read this verse. Thank you. The context for this verse is thousands of years ago, the whole Earth planet was under one king. There weren't so many countries at that time, 5,000 years ago. It used to be one main empire that held dominion over other small empires. So the king of the world, the king of the Earth planet at that time, 5,000 years ago, was Parikshit Maharaj. And for a slight mistake of Parikshit Maharaj, a young child who was very powerful cursed him to die in 7 days. Cursed him that a venomous snake would bite him and he would die. This curse was spoken by a powerful Brahmin boy. And the curse was spoken against the king of the world, Maharaj Parikshit. So he was destined to die. When the father of that child who cursed the king found out, he felt great remorse because the king was a thorough gentleman. He was a very nice king, very loving. He was like a father to all the citizens. And unnecessarily, he had been cursed to die by an immature child. So this prayer was offered by the father of the child who had cursed the king. He was feeling great remorse. When the king found out that he had been cursed by an immature boy, the king took it in his stride. He was not angry, he was not upset, he was not vengeful, he just accepted it as his karma. Seeing this, the father of the son felt even greater regret. Hi, what has my son done? He has spoken a curse that will be the death for such a great king. And look at the king. He holds no grudge against the boy who has cursed him. And then the father of the child, he spoke this verse. So let's read this verse. You can repeat after me. Tiraskrita vipralabdha Shakta Kshipta Hata Api Nasyatat Pratikurvanti Tad Bhakta Prabhavopihi Tiraskrita Vipralabdha Shakta Kshipta Hata Api Nasyatat Pratikurvanti Tad Bhakta Prabhavopihi Tiraskrita Vipralabdha Shakta Kshipta Hata Api Nasyatat Pratikurvanti Tad Bhakta Prabhavopihi. Synonyms. Ṭhākura, being defamed. Vipralabdha, being cheated. Shabda, being cursed. Kshipta, disturbed by negligence. Hata, or even being killed. Api, also, na, never, asya, for all these acts, tat, then, pratikurvanti, counteract, tat, that lords, bhaktaha, devotees, prabhavaha, powerful, api, although, he, certainly. Translation and purport by our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki translation of the Sanskrit verse. The father of the child who has cursed the king is saying, the devotees of the Lord are so forbearing that even though they are defamed, cheated, cursed, disturbed, neglected, or even killed, they never are inclined to avenge themselves. Hare Krishna. Let's read now. We know the meaning of this verse, that the devotees are so tolerant, so merciful, so forgiving. Let's read the verse again. Tiraskrita vipralabdha shakta kshipta hata api nasya tat pratikurvanti tad bhakta prabhavopihi. The purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, so Shamik Rishi is the father who is speaking this prayer. Rishi Shamik also knew that the Lord does not forgive a person who has committed an offense at the feet of a devotee. The Lord can only give direction to take shelter of the devotee. He thought within himself that if Maharaj Parikshit would counter curse the boy, he might be saved. But he knew also that a pure devotee is callous about worldly advantages or reversals. As such, the devotees are never inclined to counteract personal defamation, curses, negligence, etc. As far as such things are concerned, in personal affairs, the devotees do not care for them. But in the case of their being performed against the Lord and his devotees, then the devotees take very strong action. It was a personal affair, and therefore Shamik Rishi knew that the king would not take counteraction. Thus, there was no alternative than to place an appeal to the Lord for the immature boy. It is not that only the Brahmanas are powerful enough to award curses or blessings upon the subordinates. The devotee of the Lord, even though he may not be a Brahman, is more powerful than a Brahman. But a powerful devotee never misuses the power for personal benefit. Whatever power the devotee may have is always utilized in service towards the Lord and his devotees only. Hare Krishna. So we saw in this verse how the devotees are very tolerant. Whatever happens in life, the good, the bad, the favorable, the unfavorable, honor, dishonor, the devotees always take it as the Lord's mercy and accept it. And they move on. They don't get disturbed. That is the hallmark of an advanced devotee. Today is a very auspicious day. Like Aditya Narayan Prabhu was mentioning, today is the appearance day of Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākura. So, taking this theme of a devotee being extremely tolerant and humble and forbearing, we will discuss a little bit about the life of Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākura. Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākura appeared in this world approximately 450 years ago in Bengal, in India. Around 450 years ago. The place where Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākura appeared today is part of Bangladesh. At that time, it was part of the Greater India. And The place is called Kheturi Gram. Śrīla Narottama Ṭhākura was born in a very wealthy family. And his parents were like the local landlords. So he was born in great affluence. There was no scarcity of money and resources. But from his childhood, Narottama Ṭhākura was very much interested in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord. He was very much interested in God. He was very much interested in meeting the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he never got a chance. One day, he had a dream. And guess who appeared to him in the dream? Yes? Very close. Who is most dear to Sri Chaitanya? Yes. Nityananda Prabhu. That's very good. You're almost there. Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu appeared in the dream and told Narottam that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has kept a gift for you in the Padmavati river. A river flew in that area, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had kept a very special gift for Narottama Das Thakur. Lord Nityananda Prabhu said in the dream. So I want you to go in the morning and take a bath in that river. At that time, Narottama Das Thakur was 12 years old. So next morning, early in the morning, even before the sun rose, Narottama Das Thakur went there. You see, few days ago was the appearance day of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So we have been talking about Lord Nityananda Prabhu the last few days. Once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu, around 500 years ago, means 50 years before this incident happened, they were having Nam Sankirtan, which means singing the holy names of God very melodiously. They were having Harinam Sankirtan, and suddenly Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started saying Narottam, Narottam, or Naru, Naru, which was the pet name of Narottam. And Nityananda Prabhu asked him, who is this Narottam? And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pointed towards the village of Kheturi and said, soon in the future, a great devotee will appear. And he will be the personification of my love and the personification of your love, Nityananda, also. So what I will do is, I am going to keep my love for him to receive when he appears in this world. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu said that you keep your love in this river, Padmavati, Padma river. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed. This story that I am telling you is from the book Narottam Vilas by Narahari Chakravarti. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his love, his prem, and kept it in the river Padma and told the river that when Narottam comes and bathes in your waters, you give this love to him. Hand over this love to him. So the river in a personified form appeared and asked Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how will I know who is Narottam? Every day so many people bathe in my waters. In the bathing ghat, so many people bathe every day. How would I know who is Narottam? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the river that as soon as he enters your water will start flooding and you will experience great ecstasy because he is a great devotee. And so this morning, when Narottam comes to the river Padma, following the instructions of Lord Nityananda Prabhu in the dream, he enters the water, and as soon as he places his foot in the water, the river starts swelling up. There is a flood in the river, and Padma river immediately understands that this is Narottam. This is Narottam. And when Narottama Das Thakur takes his dips in the water, 3 times he takes his dip in the Padma river gives Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prem, love to Narottama Das Thakur. Immediately, Narottama Das Thakur takes on the complexion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He becomes golden, effulgent in complexion. And he's filled with love for God. What is the perfection for all of us? Why have we come here? Why do we chant? Why do we read the holy books? Why do we pray? Yes, the perfection of life is to attain love for God. And we are all children of God. So one who loves God loves everyone. So Krishna consciousness, this temple, this society, this process that we are following, it's a path of love. To love God and to love everyone. All human beings, all animals, all birds, all plants, trees. It's a path of love and care. Narottama Ṭhākura had that love for everyone now, and his heart was overflowing with love. But what is required? What is required for making advancement on the spiritual path? If we want to advance in education, we need a teacher. We need to go to a university or a school where we need a preceptor who can teach us whatever we want to learn. So, in the path, it's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay. It's very auspicious when a small child makes noise in the class. Yes, Hare Krishna. So, to make progress on the spiritual path, we need a teacher. And what do we call a spiritual teacher? Guru. We need a guru. Narottama Ṭhākura understood this, that yes, I have got love for God. I am a devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But to make substantial progress, I need a guru. So Narottama Ṭhākura, he went to Vrindavan because he knew that that is where Mahaprabhu's, Lord Chaitanya's foremost disciples lived. And who were they? Who knows the names of the main Goswamis who were living in Vrindavan?
Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and
Wonderful, wonderful. It is very auspicious to take the names of these great devotees. So, yes. Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghuna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dāsa Raghuna. These Goswamis were living in Vrindavan, along with a very senior Goswami, who was the first Goswami to come to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is a very holy place near New Delhi. It's just a few kilometers from New Delhi. So at that time in Vrindavan, there was a Goswami. Goswami means a very great spiritual master who has controlled his senses. A very senior Goswami was living, who went there even before Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis. Anyone knows the name? Lokanath. Yes, Lokanath Goswami. Lokanath Goswami. So, different biographers have said different things. I have read that in the dream, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to Narottama Ṭhākura and told him that you should take initiation from my guru, from my devotee Lokanath Goswami, and he is in Vrindavan. So that's why Narottama Ṭhākura, he ran away from home to go to Vrindavan, just like Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottama Ṭhākura wanted to go to Vrindavan and take a life of complete devotion to Radha and Krishna. But parents were very attached to him. They said, how can, you're just 12 years old, how can you go? You stay with us. So for many years, they kept him at home. Didn't let him go. But when the heart is flooding with prema and with a very strong yearning to do something for the Lord and to attain God, other considerations, they fade away. One day, Narottama Ṭhākura ran away from home. And he went all the way from Bangladesh to Vrindavan, running on foot, barely eating anything on the way. In those days, there were no highways and no cars. There were not even paved roads. You had to just walk through deep jungles. No GPS to know where to go. Just kept running, asking people, where is Vrindavan? Where is Vrindavan? Such eagerness, such enthusiasm. He reached Vrindavan. And following the instructions in the dream, he asked, where is Lokanath Goswami? Where is Lokanath Goswami? So the devotees told him that you should go to meet Shri Jiva Goswami first, because right now he is the leader of all the Vaishnavas. So Narottama Ṭhākura goes to meet Sri Jiva Goswami and he surrenders at the lotus feet of Srila Jiva Goswami. Please instruct me. Please tell me what is the next step. In the dream, I was instructed to take initiation from Lokanath Goswami, but I do not know how to find him. Sri Jiva Goswami tells Narottama Ṭhākura that Lokanath Goswami is a reclusive saint. He doesn't like crowds. He just likes to be in seclusion and pray. It's very simple. He doesn't want any fame, doesn't want attention from others. Very, very humble devotee. But come, I will take you to him. Jiva Goswami takes Narottama Ṭhākura to Lokanath Goswami. I'm speaking this story based on this very beautiful book, The Life of Srila Narottama Ṭhākura. It is written by one of the glorious disciples of Srila Prabhupada, Her Grace Shitala Devi. It's a very wonderful book. I'm speaking from this book. So Sri Jiva Goswami takes Narottama Ṭhākura to Lokanath Goswami. Now please listen carefully. Jiva Goswami introduces Narottama Ṭhākura as the recipient of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy and says, please accept him as your disciple. Narottama Ṭhākura also pleads, Srila Lokanath Goswami, please accept me as your servant. Please initiate me. And Lokanath Goswami says, oh Narottam, you are the son of a landlord. You come from a very affluent family. What will you gain from a poor person like me who doesn't even have a residence? I simply live under trees. I don't have a house. You live in a palace. What will you gain from me? Narottama Ṭhākura pleaded, no, Gurudev, no. Money is not the criterion. The criterion is how much love we have for Krishna. And you have so much love. So please accept me as your servant. Please accept me as your disciple. Please instruct me. Srila Lokanath Goswami said, my dear Narottam, let me tell you my unfortunate story. I was a young boy like you when I heard about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I left my village and I came to Navadvip. And for a few days, I lived in the association of Shivananda Sen, who trained me and introduced me to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And for some time, I participated in the Harinam Sankirtan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda. I felt as if I had attained perfection of my life. Navadvip was the place, Narottam. It was the place. Beautiful on the banks of Ganga, with beautiful coconut trees, beautiful forest groves, beautiful sandy roads. All the people were devotees of Lord Chaitanya, and all day long, from Brahma Muhurta to late at night, we were absorbed in Harinam Sankirtan with Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Early in the morning, we would go to Ganga to bathe with Lord Chaitanya. Then on the streets of Navadvip, we would do Harinam Sankirtan. Then in different devotees' homes, we would take prasad, sanctified food. Then again, we would do Harinam Sankirtan. We would visit different devotees. We would read Srimad Bhagavatam together, all of us. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Vishwambhar would tell us such wonderful stories about Krishna. Life was so blissful. And then all night long, in the courtyard of Srivas Ṭhākur, we would have Harinam Sankirtan and dramas. What are we going to watch sharp at 6 o'clock? Dance. So they would dance. They would have dramas. They would have Harinam Sankirtan every day, every night at Srivasanga. Narottam, my life was perfect. But it did not last long. One day, Lord Chaitanya called me to the side and said, Lokanath, I have a special mission for you. Very soon I am going to take sannyas. And you love me so much, you will not be able to see me shave my hair, wear the drab dress of a sannyasi. I will leave my mother, I will leave my wife, I will leave my family, I will leave all my friends, and I will take the life of a renunciant. and you will not be able to see that. Therefore, I want you to leave Navadvip and go to Vrindavan. And after taking sannyas, I will come to Vrindavan and I will meet you there. So you go to Vrindavan and you wait there for me. Loknath Goswami was mortified to hear this instruction. I have to leave Navadvip, I have to leave you, I have to leave Nityananda Prabhu, I have to leave all these friends and go. But he had a service that he has to go to Vrindavan and wait for Mahaprabhu. And when Mahaprabhu comes there after sannyas, I will serve Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan. Now that's a great fortune to be with Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan. Who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Radha and Krishna in one form. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. To be with Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan is the ultimate perfection of life. So Loknath Goswami said, all right, as you wish. And he proceeded from Navadvip to Vrindavan. He went to Vrindavan and he waited. And whenever pilgrims would come to Vrindavan, traveling from different holy places, he would get news about Mahaprabhu. One day he got news that yes, Mahaprabhu went to Katwa and he did take sannyas. He has left Navadvip and he has gone to live in Jagannath Puri. Hi. Mahaprabhu told me that after sannyas he will come to Vrindavan. Remember, Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, but Nityananda Prabhu tricked him and brought him to Shantipur because the Navadvip devotees were so much in separation from Mahaprabhu. To pacify them, he brought Mahaprabhu after sannyas from Katwa to Shantipur. There he met Shachi Mata, who again changed the plans. She requested him that, my dear child, don't go to Vrindavan, it's too far. You go to Jagannath Puri. There also, same Brajendranandan Krishna is staying in the form of Jagannath. But Jagannath Puri is so much closer to Navadvip. Every now and then pilgrims are coming. I will keep getting news about you. Devotees are going from here to Jagannath Puri all the time. I will send messages for you. In this way, we will be in touch. But if you go to Vrindavan, I will hardly ever hear about you. So please don't go to Vrindavan. Instead, you stay in Jagannath Puri. Matru Bhakta Shiromani, Shri Gaurahari. Our Lord Chaitanya, he loves his mother. So he said, all right, mother, I will settle in Jagannath Puri. So Loknath Goswami gets this news from some traveling pilgrim that yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, but then he went to Jagannath Puri. He doesn't have any plans of coming to Vrindavan. Loknath Goswami's heart was broken. He said, oh, now I will never see my Lord. Let me go to Jagannath Puri. I will go to Jagannath Puri and I will ask Lord Chaitanya why he didn't come to Vrindavan. I had been waiting for him. So Loknath Goswami starts walking from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri. I looked on Google Map. It is exactly 1,000 kilometers. Please chant Hare Krishna once. Very well. It's wonderful. Much better than the class. So Loknath Goswami, he started walking to Jagannath Puri to find the Lord of his life, Lord Chaitanya. He's telling this to Narottama. So I've started walking from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri. As I was approaching Jagannath Puri, I was told that Lord Chaitanya left for Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. He was told that Lord Chaitanya has left for Vrindavan. So I turned around and I went to running back to Vrindavan to find Mahaprabhu. And I reached there and I was told later on by some pilgrims that yes, Mahaprabhu had left for Vrindavan, but then he met Sanatan Goswami in Ramkeli and Sanatan Goswami sent him back to Jagannath Puri. Vrindavan is not a place where you go with so many people, millions of people. It's a place for solitary bhajan. You should go with one or two assistants. So Mahaprabhu went back to Jagannath Puri. That's the news Loknath Goswami said. I got. I was again heartbroken. I missed Mahaprabhu. And he waited for some news. And it's not that you can just, check the website, lordchaitanya.com, latest updates. What is the travel schedule? Nothing like that. Some pilgrim comes to Vrindavan and they happen to know about Mahaprabhu, you get some news. Otherwise, you just keep waiting. But he had faith that Mahaprabhu promised me he will come. Mahaprabhu will come. Then he came to know that Lord Chaitanya is in Prayag. Hare Krishna. He's in Prayag. So Loknath Goswami says he might just go somewhere else from Prayag. But Prayag is not that far. Let me go quickly and catch Mahaprabhu in Prayag. So Loknath Goswami starts from Vrindavan to Prayag. But somehow he takes a different route. And when he comes to Prayag, he finds out, yes, Mahaprabhu was here. He tried to preach, but not many were interested. So he went to Vrindavan. Loknath Goswami is so mortified. He said, oh, I missed him again. He runs back to Vrindavan, practically going crazy. Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, please stay in Vrindavan. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Loknath Goswami told Narottama Ṭhākura, I came to Vrindavan with great effort. And when I came to Vrindavan, I was told, yes, Mahaprabhu came here during Kartik, but stayed here only for 40 days and went back to Prayag. Hare Krishna. I again missed him. Mahaprabhu came to Vrindavan. He told me, keep a kutir for me, keep a little cottage for me. I will stay with you. We'll spend time together. You serve me in Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu came to Vrindavan and left. And the worst thing was, the Brajvasis told him, every day Mahaprabhu was asking, where is Loknath? Where is Loknath? And not finding you, he went back to Prayag. Hare Krishna. Loknath Goswami almost lost his life. He said, what is the use? I'm so unfortunate. And he fell down unconscious. He said, I will go to Prayag. I will go again to Prayag. He had not eaten anything. His body was emaciated. He had no energy. But I will go to Prayag. I want to see my Mahaprabhu. I cannot live without Mahaprabhu. When he fell in a delirious state, unconscious, Lord Chaitanya appeared to me. Loknath Goswami is telling Narottama. My Lord Chaitanya appeared to me and told me, please don't come to, oh, sorry, please, I was thinking, what is it? Please don't come to Prayag. Don't come to Prayag. I want you to stay in Vrindavan. I am in Prayag right now instructing Sanatan Goswami. And very soon I will be sending Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis to Vrindavan. I want you to stay put in Vrindavan. And when Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis come, you be in their association. You will not see me in this life again. Hare Krishna. Mahaprabhu told me this. And Narottama, you want to take initiation from an unfortunate soul like me? Mahaprabhu left his love for you. You are such a fortunate soul. And you want to accept me as your guru? No, I am not qualified. You take initiation from someone else. I don't feel qualified to initiate you. If you get initiated from me, you will share my misfortune. My life is a life of tears. He sent him away. I cannot initiate you. That was it. Narottama Ṭhākura tells Jiva Goswami, if I don't get the mercy of Loknath Goswami, I will give up my life. But I cannot accept anyone else as my guru. See, we discussed that Krishna consciousness is the path of love. And once you give your love to someone, you cannot take it back. Narottama Ṭhākura had given his heart, his love to Loknath Goswami. Chakshudana dilo jai, janme Prabhu say. Birth, what to speak of this birth? Birth after birth, he is my Lord and Master. It's a question of love. He said, I cannot accept anyone else as my guru. It is Narottama Ṭhākura. I will do anything it takes to win his favor. What should I do? Śrīla Jiva Goswami advised Narottama Ṭhākura, somehow or the other you serve Loknath Goswami. So how can we serve a devotee? We can invite a devotee home for lunch and cook nice prasad and offer. We can give some gifts to devotees. We can, in those days, we could wash their clothes in Yamuna and do something. We could iron their clothes, do some service. Did Loknath Goswami have a spare set of clothes? No. Was he interested in any gifts? No. Did he want any money? No. Did he eat any cooked food? Just some milk, some fruit. If someone gave him, he accepted that. Very simple. Narottama Thakur could not figure out what seva, what service I could do for this great soul. Finally, he decided. In those days, life was very natural. People ate not on plates, but on leaves, dried leaves of the trees. They would use them as plates to eat. There were no toilets. People would respond to nature's call out in the fields. So everyone had a designated area which they would use. So they would go there in the morning. They would dig a little pit in the ground. They would respond to nature's call and bury the refuse underground, and then wash themselves and then go and take a bath in the river. So it was very clean, very natural. No need of any papers or septic tanks or sewage, nothing. It was very natural. And then the human refuse would become manure for the soil. Such a natural life, nothing artificial. So Narottama Thakur found out the place that Lokanath Goswami used to answer nature's call. He said, I want to do some service for my Gurudev. Now please listen what he would do. Narottama Thakur, Hare Krishna. Narottama Thakur, he wore only 3 pieces of cloth on his body. One was a piece of cloth that he would wrap around his private area, that's the underwear. One piece of cloth that he would wrap around his lower body, and one piece of cloth like a chadar that he would like this, like Ujjwal Rasananda was having, just a chadar to cover the upper body. So 3 pieces of cloth, that's it. Now, Narottama Thakur goes to the place where Lokanath Goswami responds to nature's call. And what does Narottama Thakur do? He starts cleaning that place. How does he clean? He takes some palm leaves and uses them like a broomstick and sweeps that area clean, removes all the sharp stones, thorns, pebbles that might hurt the feet of Lokanath Goswami. And then he does something extraordinary. He takes his chadar, he takes his upper garment, his chadar, Hare Krishna. He uses it like a sieve. He takes the soil of that area and puts it through his chadar and filters it, so that the area where Lokanath Goswami would respond to nature's call would be filled with very soft, fine sand, nothing else. No pebbles, no stones, no thorns, nothing hard, just soft sand. And then Narottama Thakur would pluck the most fragrant flowers and decorate that area with flowers so that it is sweet smelling. Everything is fragrant when Lokanath Goswami comes there. And he also kept a pile of soft, fine sands to wash hands with. Instead of soap, they would use sand. And he also kept nice water from the river there. He made cups from the dried leaves and kept water in them and kept everything ready. And early in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the morning, when Lokanath Goswami came, it was so clean. It was so pure. It was fragrant because there were flowers. And everything was perfect. There were no thorns, no pebbles. Lokanath Goswami was wondering, did I come to the right place? Is this my designated place? Yes, it is. But everything is so spick and span. Everything is so clean and pure. Who did this service for me? He was wondering. He thought, next day I must find out, because I don't want to take service from anyone. Who has done this for me? So he hid there at midnight. Hare Krishna. He hid there at midnight and he was waiting to see who comes to do this service for me. And sure enough, just a little after midnight, this young prince, Narottama Thakur, comes there, gets down on his knees and starts cleaning the area. We have our Prabhuji who was on the altar today, giving us the blessings of the lotus feet of Radha Golokananda. You see, when Prabhuji offers the Aarti, after Aarti, we go down on the knees and we clean the floor, we clean the altar, we clean everything behind us. Isn't it? Our acharyas explain that was the mood of Narottama Ṭhākura when he was cleaning that place for Loknath Goswami, as if that was the altar. The place where Loknath Goswami answered nature's call. He went down on his knees and he was cleaning and everything, sweeping, cleaning, as if it was the altar. With such a bhav, and he was crying, Ha Gurudev, Ha Gurudev, shedding tears, wetting the soil with his tears of love. Ha Gurudev, when will you have mercy on me? When will you have mercy on me? Hearing these piteous cries of Narottama Ṭhākura, Loknath Goswami jumped out from behind the bushes and said, Oh Prince, oh Narottam, what are you doing? You are such a great person. You have received love directly from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What can I give you more? Why are you after me? Please, don't be after me for initiation. Narottama Ṭhākura fell down at the feet of Loknath Goswami and started crying. He said, Gurudev, if you don't give me your mercy, I will drown myself in the Yamuna river. I will not continue to live. Because it is the teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of Lord Krishna that one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. You are that Tattvadarshi Guru because you have seen Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have seen Nityananda Prabhu. You are my Gurudev and no one else. If you don't accept me, my life is useless. I will not continue to live. Loknath Goswami picked him up and embraced him. Said, my child, I will give you initiation. I will give you initiation. You are a great devotee because you have understood the essence. And Loknath Goswami initiated Narottama Das Ṭhākura, even though he had taken a lifelong vow, I will never accept any disciples. He had made a vow, I will never accept any disciples, but he broke his own vow to satisfy Narottama Das Ṭhākura. Similarly, we see in the life of Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He asked his father, Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur, would you please initiate me? Actually, Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur had already given the Varaha mantra and the Varaha Shaligram Shila to Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Bimal Prasad asked his father, Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur, would you formally initiate me? Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur said no. Because you have played in my lap, you have kicked me as a child. And that's not the relationship one has with Guru. With the Guru, it's a very formal and serious relationship. I don't want you to get Guru Aparadh for having kicked your Guru in childhood. Moreover, Śrīla Bhakti Vinod Thakur thought in his humility that Śrīla Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was the real Guru for his son. So he told him, you should take initiation from Śrīla Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. And we know the story. Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada approached so many times. Śrīla Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj said, no, you are the son of Thakur Mahashaya, you are the son of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. What can I give you? You have written Surya Siddhanta, the book about astrology that even today experts read. I am illiterate. You are an author. You are the biggest Pandit in the Calcutta area. I am illiterate. What can I give you? I cannot. No, Gurudev, please don't cheat me like this. You are my master. Please accept me. There is no use of my scholarship. I give up astrology. I'm not interested in it. I'm only interested in learning about Krishna Prem. Please accept me. Said, all right, I will ask Mahaprabhu. If Mahaprabhu says, I will give you. Go now. It is said that he went on the next Ekadashi to request initiation. Said, Gurudev, did you ask Sri Mahaprabhu? He said, Oh, I met Mahaprabhu, but I forgot. I forgot to ask. You come again. In this way, it is said that many times, back and forth, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada went to Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. And he kept refusing him, kept refusing him. Finally, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada fell at the lotus feet of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj and begged him that, Maharaj, if you don't initiate me, Gurudev, if you don't initiate me, my life is useless. I don't care about my scholarship. I don't care about anything. I just want shelter at your lotus feet, Gurudev, please. And he started crying. Seeing his tears, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj took the dust from his own feet. Morning we were talking about Mahatpad Rajan. He took dust from his own feet and started smearing, like a mother puts baby talc on the baby. He started applying the dust from his feet on the body of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Blessed him and spoke the mantra to him. This is the way to receive the mercy of Shri Guru. Our founder Acharya, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada also. How did he win the heart of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur? He went on a Kartik Vrindavan Parikrama. As a grihastha, as a householder, he went. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he was accompanied by hundreds of devotees. And they had tents. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, it was announced, is going to give a Bhagavatam class. But at the same time, the whole yatra is going to take devotees on pilgrimage to take darshan of Sheshashai. It's a famous temple nearby in Brajmandal, Sheshashai. So those who want to take darshan of Sheshashai can go. Those who want to hear the class can stay back. What did Srila Prabhupada do? Yes, he stayed back to hear. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, for 3 hours, he kept speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Babu, with a straight back, was listening with rapt attention from his Gurudev. Just listening. In the first hour, everybody was attentive. After that, devotees started getting restless. When will the katha end? Some of them got up because they had some other service and left. After 2 hours, even more devotees left. But Abhay Babu was sitting. Srila Prabhupada writes, it's there in Leelamrit. His Holiness Satswarup Das Goswami writes, in the end, only 3 or 4 devotees were left. And Srila Saraswati Thakur kept speaking. And Abhay Babu was one of them. On another occasion, Srila Prabhupada narrates this story. I like this story very much. Srila Prabhupada was a grihastha and he came to hear Hari Katha, Bhagavatam class by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was speaking and our Abhay Babu, our Prabhupada, was sitting and there was an elderly gentleman sitting next to him. And he couldn't understand something that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada spoke. So he asked Abhay Babu, what is he saying? And Srila Prabhupada, out of courtesy, because elderly gentleman, senior Vaishnava is asking. So while Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada was speaking, Abhay Babu was telling what was just spoken. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada saw these two are talking in the class. Abhay Babu, and he named the other gentleman also, the elderly gentleman. And that gentleman had just given a donation to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told that Babu, do you think your 8 annas have purchased me? Do you think you have purchased me with your donation? You're speaking when the class is going on? You have that audacity? And then he looked at Abhay Babu, our Prabhupada. Abhay Babu, if you like to speak so much, why don't you come here and sit and speak? Srila Prabhupada remembers, he said, I was mortified. I was so scared when Simha Guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada spoke like this. And he said, I vowed I will never again speak when my Gurudev is speaking in class. But when I was reading this in Prabhupada Leelamrit, I had a different understanding. I took it as a prophecy. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is prophesying. Abhay Babu, why don't you come here and sit? and speak, proclaiming to the world that in the future, this Abhay Babu will in fact inherit my Vyasasana and become the next Acharya. Of course, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave many Acharyas to this world, just like our Prabhupada gave many Acharyas to this world. Srila Prabhupada ki, in this way, Narottama Thakur received the mercy of Srila Loknath Goswami, and he studied under Srila Jiva Goswami. After thank you. Sripad Endarpo used to have this. Fisherman's friend. These are lozenges for cough. And Sripad Endarprabhu, he would always pop them in his mouth. So one of his godbrothers joked, fisherman's friend. So whoever is the owner of this company probably sent his kids to college because of Indra Prabhu. So Narottama Thakur grew up under the tutelage of Srila Jiva Goswami. And Jiva Goswami had three prominent Shiksha disciples. Who were they? Yes. So they were Shiksha disciples of Srila Jiva Goswami. But I will name and you will tell the name of the Guru. But who were their Diksha Gurus? Narottama Thakur. Dukhi Krishna Das. Srinivas Acharya. Very good, very good. Yes. So what do we learn from this? We can have different Diksha Gurus, but we are one. We are one. We are together. We can have different initiating spiritual masters, but we are all Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We are all one family. We have to be united. So Srinivas, Shamanand, and Narottam, they were together under the preceptorship of Srila Jiva Goswami. After training them thoroughly in bhakti, Srila Jiva Goswami dispatched them. Now you go and preach. And Srila Loknath Goswami told Srila Narottama Thakur that you are from Kheturi. You hold a lot of influence there. So you should go there and preach over there. Use your influence. Use your family's money to preach the message of Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Dev. And all the bhakti literatures were given and they went to Kheturi. Narottama Thakur went to Kheturi. And he established a beautiful temple there with beautiful deities of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. One day, when Narottama Thakur and his friend Ramchandra Kaviraj, who was a disciple of Srinivas Acharya, they were sitting and they were doing their japa, a messenger came on horseback and gave them a letter. The letter said that in a nearby place there lived a king. His name was Raghavendra. His son had been possessed by evil spirit. He was quite a normal human being, but suddenly he had gone crazy. So they were requesting if Narottama Thakur could come and bless him. The name of this man who was acting crazy was Chand Rai. This story is also from Facebook. Chand Rai. So, as soon as Narottama Thakur heard the name Chand Rai, he said, "Oh, is it the same Chand Rai who was a dacoit, a big goon?" The messenger said, "Yes, Prabhu, same one. He was a pain for everyone, pain in the neck for everyone. He was a murderer, he was a dacoit, he broke all the regulative principles, he was a drunkard, gambler, everything, you name it. Every sin he had committed. And everyone dreaded him because he was also the son of a landlord, zamindar. And he had many enemies. And somehow because of his bad karma, he has been possessed by a ghost. And that ghost spoke through him one day to his father, Raghavendra, that unless and until you bring Narottama Thakur Mahashay, I will not leave the body of your son, Chand Rai. Therefore, the father, Raghavendra, has written this letter in desperation, begging you to please come and help. Śrīla Narottama Ṭhākura agreed to go with his friend, Ramchandra Kaviraj. They both went and they were received with much love and gratitude. Raghavendra, who was the landlord, he came out of the village to receive Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākur. There was a festive mood in the whole village that Narottama Das Ṭhākur, a pure devotee, has come. He was received with a shower of flower petals into the big bungalow. And he was made to sit in the house, and all the family members came, and Raghavendra washed the lotus feet of Narottama Das Ṭhākur. And Narottama Das Ṭhākur allowed them. Then Narottama Das Ṭhākur said, now please take me to your son, Chandrai. So he was taken in the room where Chandrai was lying on the bed. He looked delirious, Chandrai. He was not in his senses. He was confused. He was delirious. And again, the evil spirit spoke through him, almost like a split personality. Sometimes he would go crazy. Sometimes he would speak. He said, Ṭhākur Mahashaya, Narottama Ṭhākur Mahashaya, please help me. Unless and until I receive water that has washed your feet, unless and until I receive your blessings, I will not be rid from this ghostly existence. It is explained in our scriptures that people who commit suicide, they become ghosts. This is a very deep science, and we have to understand this. When we are born, all of us have a lifespan that is given to us. Just like when a medicine is manufactured, you see, there is a lot number, manufacture date, and there is an expiry date. You see? Similarly, when this body is manufactured by Mother Nature, we have a birthday and we have a death day. We all do. And that is based on our prarabdha, our previous karma. Decides how long we are going to live, which country we will be born in, how tall we will be, how we will look, how our health will be, which diseases we are going to get when. That's all prarabdha, based on our previous karma. So it is predetermined when we are going to die. That is why a good astrologer can predict many things accurately. When we take our own life, when we commit suicide, we are interfering with the plan of God. And we are ending this body before the time is up. So until it is time for us to get the next body, we have to be in a ghostly existence. Suppose someone is supposed to live for 75 years and at the age of 30, they commit suicide. Then for 45 years, they will be in a ghostly body. It's just a subtle body. You have all the desires, you have the thirst, you have the hunger, you have desires to do, but you don't have a physical body to accomplish those desires, to act on those desires. So it's a very painful existence. So these ghosts, they attack other people who are spiritually weak and victimize them to fulfill their desires. And that's what happened to Chand Rai, because he was a sinful man. The ghosts also have their intelligence and they know how they will be delivered. They know if they meet a sadhu, Bhakta pada dhuliyar, Bhakta pada jal, Bhakta bhukta avashesheti namahabal. They know how they will be delivered. If they get the dust from the lotus feet of a pure devotee, they will be delivered. Sometimes they express their desires. So this Brahma Rakshas, he was expressing his desire that please get Narottama Das Ṭhākur. And he begged Narottama Das Ṭhākur, please help me. Please rid me from this ghostly existence. Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākur blessed him. And the water that had washed his lotus feet was sprinkled on Chandrai. And Narottama Das Ṭhākur also chanted, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, and Chandrai was freed from his ghostly existence. The ghost immediately left. Chandrai came back to his usual self, but now he was not wicked and cruel. Because of being touched by Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākur, because of hearing Shuddha Nam, the holy name from his lotus mouth, all good qualities manifested in Chandrai. All good qualities, all saintly qualities. And he surrendered to Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākur. They requested Narottama Das Ṭhākur to stay in their house for some days. And they served Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākur. They heard from Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākur. They started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And after a few days, they requested Śrīla Narottama Das Ṭhākur if he would initiate them. Please initiate. One by one, Śrīla Narottama Ṭhākura called everyone and told them to sit on his left side and chanted the mantra in their right ears and initiated the whole family. Raghavendra, Chandrai, his brother, Santosh, everyone. They were all initiated. And then he said, now I have to go back to Kheturi. Please give me permission. Narottama Ṭhākura said. The whole family said, we are coming with you. We cannot live without you, Gurudev. So they all came to Kheturi. And for many days they lived in Kheturi. I was going to sing a bhajan that Śrīla Narottama Ṭhākura composed at that time. Hari Hari Vifale. That's the bhajan Narottama Ṭhākura composed that time, and he sang, and Chandra heard it, liked it very much. Such a beautiful bhajan, but we only have 10 minutes, 9 minutes. So, we'll sing? Okay, let's sing then quickly. Hari Hari Vifale. Manusha janama paya Ādha Krishna na bhajmiya. Kaniya shuniya bhishakhai. Hari Hari Vifale janama ko nai. Manusha janama paiya Radha Krishna na bhajiya janiya shunya vishakhaino. Vifale janama gonaino. I have obtained a human form of life, and human form of life is meant for God realization. Not just for eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That's for the animals also. But the special thing about human beings is we can understand God. And if we don't worship Radha and Krishna, Radha Krishna na bhajiya, then we have spent our life uselessly. We have wasted our human life. Golokera prema nama sankirtana. Radina jamilo ke neta. Samsara vishanale divanishi hiya jwale. Durai te na koi Golokera Premadhan, Harinam Sankirtan. The treasure of Golok Vrindavan. We have Radha Golokanand. Who was the worshipable deity of Śrīla Lokanath Goswami? Radha Gokulananda. No? So who was, is it Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur? Radha Gokulananda, yes. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, his pranadhan was Radha Gokulanand, and we have Radha Golokanand. Golokera Premadhana, Harinam Sankirtan. What do Radha Golokananda like? Harinam Sankirtan. But Ratina Janvilo, but somehow I don't have attraction for the holy name. Śrīla Narottama Ṭhākura speaking. Now please remember, who is listening to this bhajan? Chandra. So he's thinking, Manusha Janama Paiya, Radha Krishna na bhajiya, Janiya Shunya Vishakhain. So he imagine what is going on in his heart. My Gurudev has saved me. I was exactly like that. In human form of life, but not doing bhajan. But my Gurudev has saved me. Golokera Premadhan, Harinam Sankirtan. Samsara Vishanale, Dibanishi Hiya Jwale, Juraite na koi nu upay. Day and night we are suffering in this material world. Birth, old age, disease, and death. Everyone. And there is no upay. Everyone has to go through disease, old age, and death in this world. Brajendra Nanda Shachi Suta Hoyo Sei. Balarama Hoilo listening to this. He and his brother Santosh were like Jagai Madai. In fact, when Narottama Thakur got the letter originally requesting help, oh, these two brothers, Santosh and Chandra, they were like Jagai Madai, right? So he's listening to this. Tara Sakshi Jagai Madai. Imagine what is going on in the heart of Chandra. That my Gurudev has saved me. I am that Jagai Madai. He has saved me. Ha ha Prabhu Nanda Suta Vishabhanu Suta Juta. करुणा करो हे बारो नरोत्तम दास कोय नथेली हो रंगा पाए तोमा बीने किया छे Narottama Thakur is praying that, hey Nanda Sut, O Krishna, O Golokananda, hey Vrishabhanu Suta, hey Radharani, Karuna Koribo Iba, please have mercy on me. Narottama Dasa koe na theli ho ranga pae. If you don't give me shelter under your reddish lotus feet, Toma bine ke ache. Who will give me shelter? I don't have anyone else. So Narottama Thakur is composing these beautiful bhajans and Chandra is listening to them. And after staying for some days, they take permission from Śrīla Narottama Thakur and say, with your permission, now we'll go and continue your seva in our native place. We'll continue to preach there. 2 minutes. One day, after they have gone, a messenger comes with another letter saying that Chandra has been captured by some Muslim Pathan. Because now he has become a humble Vaishnava. He's not going around with bodyguards. He had gone to take bath in the river and someone just captured him and took him as a prisoner. And then what happens, we will discuss later because the time is up. Maybe next time. Because we have to watch an exciting dance now. So let's do that. But we have 1 minute. Are there any? I should not have left it like that. Short? Okay. So Chandra is arrested and he is held for ransom because he is a son of a landlord. So the zamindar who has captured him, the Pathan, he demands money. And he says you have to convert into a Muslim and you have to give money. Chandra said, I will not convert into Muslim. I have already given myself, sold myself at the lotus feet of Narottama Thakur. I will not go back. You can do what you can kill me, you can do whatever you want. The Pathan said, I will starve you to death. And he kept him in a dungeon, no food, no water. And Chandra day and night was chanting Harinam and singing this bhajan that he had heard from his Gurudev. The news reached Narottama Thakur and Narottama Thakur was feeling helpless. He was praying to Krishna. Krishna, please save Chandra. He's such a nice boy, such a nice disciple of mine. Please save him, please save him. And one day, as Narottama Thakur is praying and chanting his japa in the morning, suddenly Chandra comes there. He has lost a lot of weight, he's very thin, but he's riding a horse and looking very effulgent and bright. Narottama Thakur asks him, I'm so happy to see you, my child. How did you get freed from the dungeon, from the prison? He tells his story. I was starved. And I said, you can starve me to death, but I will just die chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. But I will not give up my faith and I will not give up my surrender to the lotus feet of my Gurudev, Śrīla Narottama Dāsa. Finally, my father decided that he will rescue me by giving a bribe. So my father, who was a rich man, Raghavendra, he gave bribe to one of the jailers and said, take this money and just free my son. But the jailer was a staunch devotee of Durga. So he came to me, Chandra is telling me, Śrīla Narottama Thakur. He came into the jail and told me, I will take you out through a secret tunnel. I'll help you escape. But you must hear the Durga mantra from me. Chandra says, no, these ears have already heard the Siddha mantra from my Gurudev Śrīla Narottama Thakur. Now I will not hear any mantra from anyone else. You can let me die. Thank you. I don't need your help. You can go. He said, I was there in the dungeon. Many days passed, I did not die. The Nawab was wondering why I'm not dying. He said, let's kill him publicly so that it sets an example for everyone. Anyone who disobeys me will meet such a painful death. A stadium was erected and an elephant, very aggressive elephant, was brought. And the plan was that this elephant will crush Chand Rai in front of everyone. Many people gathered. Chand Rai was brought there. He said, I was so weak from fasting. I had no energy left. I was just laying there on the ground chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Gurudev, I was meditating on your lotus feet. I was remembering you, Gurudev, and just chanting. And I thought, now death has come in the form of this elephant. So the elephant came and was about to crush me. And no one knows what happened. The elephant just fell down and died in full view of everyone. The elephant had just massive cardiac arrest. He died. And even the Nawab was wondering what happened. How did the elephant die? He was in perfect health. He just died. And I was saved. And the Nawab asked me, how did you kill? Did you chant some mantra to kill the elephant? Can you teach me that? I could use it with my enemies. How did you kill the elephant? I said, it was no mantra to kill. It was a mantra to kill the evil propensities in the heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. The Nawab was very touched. He said, you are a great devotee. I will not trouble you anymore. You are free to go. Get up and go. He gave me some fruits to eat, some milk to drink, and said, go. I got up and I was leaving. He said, wait, take a horse also. And he gave me this horse. He said, I came straight to you. I didn't even go home. You can send a message. We can send a message to my parents that I have been rescued, but I came straight to see you because I have been released by your grace. And now the Pathan also has become favorable, seeing your glories. So this is Chand Rai. See how he was troubled, but he remained faithful. That is a devotee. A devotee is always tolerant, humble, and always faithful. Like Śrīla Prabhupada. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha purunandanam bahushakhe anantascha buddhaya avyavasaya. Reading this verse, Prabhupada got the inspiration, I must go. Follow the instructions of Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Ṭhākura. Go and spread love, Krishna consciousness all over the world. So now this is the love feast that Śrīla Prabhupada established. So let's go to the next part of the program, the dance program. Any quick questions or comments? Hare Krishna. Thank you. I was a little haphazard. I didn't manage my time properly. But don't be surprised. I'm always like that. Hare Krishna. So I will stop here. Śrīla Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna.